I would go after Gene, and I don't have my jokes lined up like Gene did. And wasn't raised in East Texas either, Gene, so I just didn't have that background. But seriously, I do want to take state director privilege for just a minute, and I didn't even tell Gene about this, but I've known Gene. I was figuring it up when you were talking, Gene. About 28 years. I don't know if you remember when we met, but we met here in the county when I was fortunate enough to win Outstanding Young Farmer and Rancher. But what I wanted to say was Gene's been with us 36 years, and I've gotten to know all of the staff in Waco pretty well over the past 6 years. And I'm not saying this just because he's an Aggie, but Gene's one of the class acts in Waco, and I'd like to give him another round of applause. Gene's the guy also that took those of us that are technologically challenged and have managed to get us on Facebook and telling our story, and the Twitter thing I'm still working on, Gene. I think you need to help me with that a little more. Anyway, you guys have done a great job. Just a couple of things I wanted to talk about right quick. Gene already went into it. I guess that's one reason I said I'd go after him. Voter voice. If you didn't pick up one of these, we have some more on the table. It's really, really easy. I mean, you follow the directions, and I did it, so I know y'all can. And it's an easy way to communicate with anybody in Austin, with anybody in Washington. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's not just bills and stuff. It's the regulatory deal. Gene talked about it on the EPA, and the EPA keeps extending that deadline for comments. We were talking about that somewhere. I don't know if it was yesterday or today, but I think it started off. Heck, it might have been back in September at one time, wasn't it, Gene? And then they moved it to October 20th. Now you can comment till November 14th. I think it's working. I think they just want to keep dragging it out. And so this is a very good way to communicate with your legislators. Gene, I want to say one more thing about the BLM deal up in the Red River. Usually our information department is called on to go cover a story, kind of after the story is happening. This time, I think that the information department was front and center and was actually there when the story started, and did an absolutely great job. The state director from that area, Michael White, good friend of mine, took a group to Washington, and that's really the reason they started backing off. There's no doubt about it. That's really all I had to say. It's good to be in Wilson County. It's one of the ones that I only had to drive 15 or